A violent night in the Highlands last night. 2 people are dead and another is injured in an overnight shooting. It's our top story here at 6:30. I'm Alex Dieterer. Police say shots rang out in the 900 block of Baxter Avenue last night. WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester have what we know so far. Here on the 900 block of Baxter Ave, questions still remain over the precise location of the violent incident. But what we do know is that Highlands bargoers are shaken up over the violent incident that killed 2 last night.
I just want to express our sympathy and empathy for the innocent bystanders who were a part of this horrible incident. Just reading their accounts of being on the floor and scared for their lives or running away, our hearts go out to them.
Around 1:45 a.m., LMPD responded to gunshots on the 900 block of Baxter Ave. 1 male was pronounced dead on scene, another male was transported to the University of Louisville Hospital where he died, and a 3rd male was privately transported to Suburban Hospital with gunshot wounds but is expected to live. There are no known suspects, and LMPD's homicide unit is investigating the incident. In the Highlands, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 on your side.
Anyone with information about this shooting should call the anonymous tip line. That number, of course, is 574-LMPD. You can also use LMPD's online portal. And new tonight, family members have started a GoFundMe for the woman shot and killed in New Albany yesterday. 25-year-old Caitlin Lee was a mother of 3. She died at the hospital after she was shot in her home in New Albany. Her cousin started the GoFundMe to help cover costs of funeral and burial. We have a link to the GoFundMe on our website, WHAS11.com. A Heritage Creek police officer has died after a heart attack last night. According to a post from the city of Heritage Creek, Lieutenant Troy Kamek joined Heritage Creek in 2022 after retiring from West Butyl. Kamek's car now sits at the entrance of the city on Justice Way for people to honor him and place flowers in his memory. He was 53 years old. The ongoing case of former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll is now pitting family members against each other. Knoll's wife and daughter, Misty and Casey Knoll, appeared in a Clark County courtroom this week where Casey's attorney accused Jamie of manipulating his family.
Away from Jamie's physical presence and his physical control, a much clearer picture of the control and the manipulation and the relationship that he had with his immediate family has emerged.
Misty and Casey Knoll are also requesting their bond conditions be relaxed so they can travel to Louisville. Prosecutor Rick Hurdle told the judge he believed that would be unwise, saying bond is meant to be restrictive. He says he's also unsure if more criminal charges could be brought against the mother and daughter.
There are enough layers here that there are things that have been hidden by the defendants that the state has not uncovered at this point in time, and there may be still some uncovering at this point in time.
In addition to the bond request, Misty and Casey also want their cases to be tried as one. The judge is expected to make a decision on their requests during a phone conference on Tuesday. Misty and Casey have both pleaded not guilty to charges of theft and tax evasion. Jamie has pleaded not guilty to 31 felonies, and his trial is set to begin November 6th. This week, Congressman Morgan McGarvey will meet with representatives of One West as the organization continues to work to revitalize Louisville's West End. McGarvey, who helped secure funding for various projects, will visit one of these projects, hoping to turn the Royal Theater into a mixed-use space. The theater opened in the 1920s at 18th and Broadway and quickly became a cultural landmark. However, throughout the decades, the theater has fallen into disrepair. Tomorrow, McGarvey will tour the site and meet with the contractors and entrepreneurs to help change the space. Right now, JCPS is looking to fill nearly 100 positions district-wide, and it comes as student enrollment is up for some schools in West Louisville. District leaders credit the jump to the student assignment plan that started last year, but 2 newly popular schools in the Shawnee neighborhood, Hudson Middle and the Academy at Shawnee, are now severely understaffed. Interim Chief of Human Relations Cynthia Groman says growing enrollment is still a good problem to have.
These are all very normal problems to have, especially at the beginning of a school year. The number of those postings do not necessarily reflect the number of actual vacancies for a variety of reasons, but yes, they do show areas of need in the district.
She says resource teachers will help fill the gap. They're certified teachers trained in different areas and subjects. Among many JCPS changes this school year, the Academy at Shawnee has a new principal. And while JCPS enters their second week of school, other schools heading back to school this week include Kentucky Country Day, which will head back to class tomorrow, which is Monday. Meanwhile, the Archdiocese of Louisville schools head back Tuesday, and Oldham, Adair, Carroll, Henry, and Nelson counties, along with Elizabethtown independent school districts, will all head back to school on Wednesday. Finally, Anchorage Schools has delayed their start until August 26th. Former students and fellow educators are now reacting to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz being selected as Vice President Harris's running mate, most confirming the consensus the country has given him of Midwestern dad is true. Walz taught at Mankato West High School, and former students and colleagues remember Walz's exuberant presence from the hallways to the football field. For some, they say his classroom was a safe haven where all students were welcome, even as a football coach.
Dare I say, there's a lot of toxic masculinity in the whole football realm. And to see someone who is the football coach, but also saying, hey, we're not gonna, you're gonna respect everyone, and I absolutely won't put up with any of that crap. That was really, really bold and very important. And I do think that created a culture shift.
Walz, who was the football team's defensive coordinator, would serve as faculty advisor to the school's brand new Gay Straight Alliance. Former neighbor and now principal at Mankato West, Sherry Blasing, says his work and skills in the classroom has made him a successful politician. Meanwhile, Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, was on ABC this morning talking about a variety of topics that include the border and families. Vance appeared on ABC's This Week, responding to his past comments made about parents. In 2021, Vance argued that parents should have more of a vote at the ballot box over single people. Today, he insists those comments were a thought experiment, and now the Harris campaign has twisted his words.
To turn this into a policy proposal that I never made. And I do think, look, when you're a parent and you have children, you obviously have a different perspective, and I said that too, and I certainly believe that.
Vance also outlined Trump's proposal on border policy, which would deport undocumented immigrants. Vance says the campaign wants to re-implement the Remain in Mexico policy and finish the border wall Trump has been asking for.